viewers. In this video, I'll speak about the key legal provisions the law will come into force in 2020. There are a couple of law, and this is very significant change, and it will impact human lives by this law, whether you are a British citizen or whether immigrant or you are just settled in the UK. These changes include from family law to immigration law, driving law, environment law, all these provision which has already passed. Some of the law key provisions has already received the royal assent, means Queen has give consent to make it law. Some of the law has passed already Parliament and waiting to become a law in 2022. So these law include immigration law and family law, divorce, and employment law, and a new tax law, and also environment, relating to environment as well. So let me start with divorce first before move to immigration, because although most of them viewers and followers are immigration, they're more interested in immigration, but this video is basically will cover all aspect of law which will come into force 2022. So let me speak about the first law will come is about, I'll speak about the immigration law later, but let me start from the family law. So as most of you know, the family law is to if someone want to give divorce in the UK is very some circumstance it is very difficult, because there are some you can't divorce if you want, because they need to satisfy the court. There is, if you fulfill some requirement. For example, if you want to divorce in the UK, it must be you must be established to the court that your marriage is irretrievably broken down, and you must rely on five reason or five grounds, five facts, which is either your marriage, either adultery, unreasonable behaviors like such as domestic violence, 2-year separation and consent, 5-year separation. So these types of facts you need to rely on, but this is not always possible for the couple. So you need to blame each other, which is faulty. So if the couple want to separate, they need to technically need to bring some allegation against each other. So that's what the issue is, to resolve these issues. And because in this circumstance the marriage is not dissolved nicely in good way most of the time. To resolve these issues, the Divorce Resolution and Separation Bill introduced by the government and obtained royal assent in June 2020, meaning that from 6 April 2022, so it will come into force 6 April 2022. 6 April 2022, married couple and civil partner can be separated without the petition containing an accusation of blame towards one or both party. This no-fault approach is intended to reduce the amount of hostility involved in a process that is more often that can cause more traumatic for everyone involved, not less any children caught up in these proceedings. So this is a dramatic changes from couple of years. I think the Family Law Act 1996 and the Matrimonial Cause Act. So those will change now. From now on, I mean from the 6th April 2022, the party can divorce both if both party agree. They don't need to wait for 2 years, because currently if both party want to give divorce, they can do only if they separated for 2 years, and then the other party or both party give consent. Under the current law, I mean under the law which will come into force 6 April 2022, both party can dissolve their marriage if both party give a joint declaration they want to divorce. That's what that means, no full divorce. That is no one blaming each other. So the couple can easily get separated and divorce each other, just making a joint declaration. So this is the changes on divorce law coming into force this year. The also it is important as it is relating to divorce. Now on, if anyone want to give divorce stuff, then you need to make an application online. You can't make any more application paper based, because we used to fill up a form D8, but now all the application is online. So this is a good I think for many people it is easier for, because once you make an application online, you can see what's going on, and all the acknowledgement letter, everything will go to the other party, and they can submit the acknowledgement of service online. The next changes in relation to income and benefit. Ahead of the Chancellor Rishi Sunak autumn budget in October 2021, the Treasury announced that the national living wages for those aged 23 and over will rise to £9.50 an hour from April 2022. In relating to driving, I think this is very important for the driver like me who drive car. You have to know it. That currently the rules of use of phone behind the wheel are being made that you cannot make a phone call only. So the closing loophole in the current ban on using the handset to make a call that doesn't cover social media scrolling or shooting photographs and video. That means under the current law, you can't use a headset to make a call. However, it doesn't cover to social media scrolling or shooting photographs, making a video. These types of cannot cover. That means still currently you can use the phone, but what you can't do is you can't use your handset to make a phone call, but you can use social media. That's what the current position is. That being going to be sticker. So the rules is coming to force. That is the use of phone behind the wheel. It's including, it will be banned, which is a sticker including the using the social media scrolling or shooting photographs and video. Any kinds of a use of phones, whether you use the social media, whether you use take a photo, all is banned. That is going to be coming to force 2020. What happens if you don't follow the rules? If you don't comply, if you are caught by camera or by police that you are using phone while on drive, you will be fined £200 and up to 6 penalty points on your license. But hands-free devices will still be allowed. However, as long as the phone is held on and somewhere cradle tossed to the dashboard or windscreen, and driver will still be allowed to use their devices to make contactless payment at toll, boat, and drive-in restaurants. So that will be not an issue. It will not be much difficult. In relation to environment, this is my last issues to discuss. The law will change, and then I'll move to immigration and border bill. Now, in terms of environmental change, is another interesting new rules for driver coming in next year is that the government recommend that all newly built homes and business premises feature a charging point for electric vehicle as standard to encouraging their adoption. So from 22, any new built house that will be charging. This is basically to reduce the diesel car, so that the people, the government encouraging people use the electric vehicle. So any new built house, there will be the arrangement for a charging point for electric vehicle from 2022. So this is the basic some point. The most important for my viewers and for myself is immigration and border bill. So what's going on? What's the point? Borakshan said, okay, one question came that you said while driving a car using camera is banned. No, it's going to be banned from 2022. While you are driving, that is under the current law, it's not cover. While you are driving, you can take a snap. it's not covered. You can use the social media. This is not clearly covered. There's a loopholes. So what the government is now clearly closed this way. So while you are in back of the wheel, you can't use the phone, whether it's social media or use your camera. So that you can't do anything from 2022. So let me speak about the border bills. Yes, this is very important. The Nationality and Border Bill 2022 will come into force in 2020. Hope we are expecting, because National Border Bill started presented by the current Home Minister, Home Secretary Priti Patel to the Parliament last year, and is now in a House of Lords. So a House of Lords will return the bills to the House of Commons. Probably they will propose some amendment, then it'll back to House of Lords, and if not, then it'll back to House of Commons, and then by the way, end of final stage, it will be sent to the Queen for her assent, and then once the Queen give consent, then this will become a law. So more likely, in end of March, the Immigration and Nationality Bill 2021 will come into force. What are the changes? Now, there are massive changes, immigration law, massive changes, but I'll give you some key point of the changes immigration and nationality bills will come into force 2022. Now, we don't know exactly which date it will come into force, because there is some stages of any act, any law which become, any bill which become an act or become law. So first it will be discussed, first reading, second reading in the House of Commons, then you go to the House of Lords. Sometimes House of Lords pass it, or they return it to the House of Commons to do some changes, amendment, and then again it go back to the House of Lords, and then finally it come, once it pass the House of Commons, then it goes to the Queen for her assent, and then it become act. But once it get royal assent, then it has a date that this law will come into force from that day. For example, the divorce bill, what I said, it will come into force 6 April 2022. Same way, the Immigration Act will be a date. From that date will come into force. So what are the key changes immigration law? So the key changes is to control the immigration, control the asylum seeker. So one of the act law is in relation to asylum. So if no one will able to claim asylum in the UK if no one enter legally by taking an entry clearance visa. If someone enter UK illegally by a dinghy or by lorry or by any other means, by a fraudulent passport or some different way, that person will not able to claim asylum. This is the first. So only those people who enter UK by obtaining entry clearance visa, they will able to seek asylum. Secondly, if anyone enter UK by illegal means, by for example by a dinghy or by a lorry, that will be defined as a crime. So if someone enter UK by dinghy, currently the Home Office gave them shelter in Dubai, take them in a hotel, provide them accommodation, provide them support, give them money, give them food. This is the current law, because currently to cross the channel, enter in the UK or by chem lorry is not a crime, but it will be a crime once the Immigration and Nationality and Border Bill become law. So that will be the consequence. So if enter someone UK by legal means, rather than taking him in the hotel or accommodation, they will be taken to prison. So that's what defined as a crime. So this is one of the important provision relating to asylum. The second important provision in relation to asylum is if someone enter UK legally by obtaining an anti-clearance visa. For example, a student brother came in the UK as a student, tier 4 student, and subsequently his visa expire. However, he didn't make any further application to extend his visa or switch his visa, and he stayed in the UK as a overstay. The Immigration and Nationality and Border Bill say this will be a crime if someone willfully become overstay in the UK. The law will consider it is a crime. Once you become overstay, it will be a crime and you will be prosecuted, and you could face up to 4 years imprisonment if you don't extend your visa. This is the current position of Nationality Immigration Bill 2021. It's not very nice. Unfortunately, that's the law they are going to pass. Another concerning provision of Nationality and Border Bill is rebook. The Home Secretary can rebook anyone British nationality, whether myself or you who are listening, who are British citizen. Although currently Home Secretary has this power under Nationality Act 1981. However, what the Home Secretary has to do, Home Secretary must give a notice to the person concerned. That was the current provision. So she must issue a notice for 2 months before she revoked the British nationality, explaining why, the reason of revoking the British nationality. That was the current position is. However, the Nationality and Border Bill, the Home Secretary can revoke anyone British nationality without giving any notice. So, if my nationality taken away from me, I wouldn't know anything. So I'll book a holiday to go to Bangladesh or Spain or somewhere, and then when I attempt to return back to UK, at that point I'll be stopped, and I'll stuck in back home, and will not able to come back, because when you go to immigration, there's a sorry, your passport, where your nationality has taken away. You will not have an opportunity to challenge the Home Secretary decision, because look at the Shamima Begum, how difficult she is facing to challenge the Home Secretary decision. She is not here. So if you are not here in the UK, might be not able to get access to legal aid, might be you will not able to access to legal advice, to instruct an expert. You can't attend the court to tell your story, to give your defense to the judge. So that's what the more concerning provision in Immigration and Border Bill 2022. Let's see how far we can go. We don't know yet, but the currently Conservative majority House of Commons, and more likely this will become a law in 2022. Another important also what the immigration rules will come is that Home Secretary is planning to hire or take a rent or to basically they are trying to buy or rent take a lease a island in somewhere in Africa, I think in Gambia or somewhere. So what they will do when someone seek asylum, so what they will do, they will send this asylum seeker over Gambia or in Africa somewhere, wherever they will take a place. So he will be detained over there. He will be stay over there until his asylum application decision made. I mean, you come to the UK seek asylum. Current arrangement is Home Office support Section 4, Section 94. They provide accommodation, they provide financial support. But from once the 2020, once the Immigration and Border Bill, National and Border Bill will come into force, then if you seek asylum, the Home Office will take you outside the UK, somewhere in Ireland, and you'll stay there. You will not have access to your community. You will not have access to probably internet. You will not have access to your ethnic foods. You will not access to practice your religion. That's more likely will happen. and that you will be stuck over there, and the Home Office will make a decision in the UK. Very terrible situation. I don't know how these people will do, but everything is what we need to wait and see in future. This is all about for today. Let me take some questions. Many people ask me question. I'll take some question. After 8 months, I don't have an answer from Home Office, but I got insurance number and I'm working at Amazon. What do you think, please? Well, after 8 months, I don't have answer from the Home Office. I don't know what types of application you made, but if you made an application asylum, then of course you might get your work permit. You said you were working in Amazon, but I don't know exactly what types of permission you had previously. If you had a right to work, then very good, you can still continue to work, because under the immigration law, Immigration Act 1971, your leave to remain and term and condition of your visa will continue until Home Office make any decision of your application. So if you give the details, I think it's not been possible to write everything, but if you want to discuss me, you can give us a ring in our office. The number appears on the bottom of the screen. In terms of in terms of 8 months, because it's quite long time. Normally that long shouldn't be take unless it is an asylum case, because asylum case take quite long time. But if it is a normal leave to remain or any terms of extension, you should get your decision within 6 months. If not, then you should chase up Home Office, and you can also contact with your local MP to help you. Emilda, hi, I'm asking for a friend. Thank you very much. You asking for a friend. What a lovely friend you are. I hope I'll get some friend like you. He is a British born, raised. He has a partner and child 2 years old in Africa, and he wished to bring them to the UK, but he can't because he is retired. What can he do? Well, first things for his child is a British citizen, so no worry about the child. The child can come anytime in the UK. With regard to his partner, that is what the partner, of course, if someone want to come to the UK, this is the general rule. If I need to know whether partner or a spouse, but as it is, it looks like 2 years child, then might be relationship will satisfy that. Probably, excuse me, this is a disruption. I'll give you a. I think some disruption. Sorry for this. I need to make it a bit slider. So what the question is, if anyone want to bring anyone in the UK, so that's what they need to satisfy 4 requirements. First, he need to earn £18,600 unless he have some savings. He need to his spouse need to pass English language test B1. He need to provide proof of relationship, so either proof of 2 years relationship or a marriage certificate, and he must provide a tenancy agreement or proof that he owned a house. So this is a bit complex, and a lot of document he need to provide. So if he can satisfy this, maybe he will able to bring her. However, if he can't satisfy this requirement, he may make an application under human rights law for the best interest of the child. I'll not pick up any call. Please, if you have any question, give us a call or call in the daytime, official time. I'll be able to help. But don't call me in my mobile number outside the office hour. So he can make an application on the basis of private and family life, the best interest of the child. So ask your friend to speak to a lawyer face to face, and then he need to discuss everything, what his current situation and what he can do. The British has a British passport. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's what I said. And Shiban Yunus, thank you. Thank you everyone who watched my short video. I'll not continue much longer because in this video today I try to speak about the law will change in 2022. Tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I'll come live again. I'll discuss tomorrow about work permit. So what are the requirements, how you can secure a successful work permit visa in the UK. I'll speak also about care worker visa. So if you watch my video, if you want to get a notification of discussion about work permit, please subscribe my channel, and I'll be delighted if you share this video on your website, on your Facebook page or YouTube channels, because this is basically, I try to give some information regarding immigration, family, or other aspect of legal changes in this video. This is sometime I make an awareness video as well. Thank you everyone who watching my video. Have a nice time.